Oh! Sorry. Yeah. Let's. I've been trying to start this all damn day. Okay. Give me a second. Why I kind of focus. Okay. Hey, engineering fail. Sorry, I'm starting a little late today, but you know how that goes. So welcome back to another episode of Elevated. I'm your host, the Elevated Engineer. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First topic of the day I wanted to talk about was this Godfather of Harlem show. It's the latest episode of Godfather of Harlem was pivotal. It combined political, religious, grassroots, and criminal elements to combat white supremacy. So the show stars Forrest Whitaker, and it's based in facts. Hold on, of course we have to do our sound check. Gotta do our sound check. Give me a second, fam. There you go. Okay, sound is good. Okay, so yeah. So the show, it's on the second season, and it's about Bumpy Johnson. Forrest Whitaker plays Bumpy Johnson, right? The show is so dope. It really is. But the reason I'm focusing on this particular show is how deep the game went. Like I said, political, grassroots. So the details of this particular episode, it's very interesting. So it starts out, Bumpy Johnson's, he's the Godfather of Harlem, as he said. But so he does, he does his criminal thing, drugs, all that good stuff. But this episode in particular was straight gangster. So it starts out his wife and his daughter. I'm not gonna give away too much, but his wife and his daughter like walking down the street, and they know, just walking down Harlem, and they went into the shoe shine guy, and his daughter runs into one of her friends, right, and they just talk blah blah blah. The dude goes up. I don't know if he stole an orange or if he was just holding it. I don't think he was stealing it. I think he was holding it. He was about to buy it. Long story short, they accuse him of stealing. Police come and they beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him, and they beat the shit out of the old dude. Because the old dude, he was watching the whole time as the whole situation is unfolding. So the cops come, beat the shit out of him, blah blah blah, take him to jail. Okay. So then, after such, his wife goes back, tells Bumpy, like, yo, they beat up this dude over a fruit. It's about to be a riot, like, blah, blah, blah. Bumpy's like, what? So Bumpy goes, he goes to see his, because that's his man. I forgot to mention, he's an older dude. He's a shoe shine guy. Probably been doing that job 50 years, right? He knows Bumpy. Everybody knows Bumpy, right? So he goes, sees him in jail. Dude is beat to shit, all hell, and needs serious medical attention, or he's gonna die in the prison cell. So Bumpy straight up tells the chief of police, like, soon as he gets in there, the chief or whatever, you can tell he's a racist asshole already. So he's like, oh yeah, he's like, oh, I know you. I heard about you, Bumpy. The cop is telling to Bumpy. Then Bumpy look at him. He was like, yeah, I heard about you too. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. So it so happens that Bumpy is doing business with the Italians. So Bumpy goes to his Italian mafia, boss, who he already got problems with, but he doing business with. He just like, yo, you need to get my man out of jail, man. I know you know the cop like that. Like, you need to get my man out of jail. The Italian guy's like, man, I ain't gonna do it. And then Bumpy's like, what? You afraid they gonna call you a nigga lover? I mean, and he's just like, all right, I'll see if I can talk to him. Blah blah blah. Because this is wrong. You beating him up. Old dude ain't got nothing to do with it. You just doing it because of racism, right? So once the Italian mobster, I think his name is, it's like Chin or something, like Chin Gigante. It's Vincent Dioroff. I can never say his name. It's Diorfornino, Private Pal from Full Metal Jacket. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. Excuse my language, trying to stop cursing. So yeah, the mafia guy talks to the cops like, yo, like, just let him out. You know what I mean? And then the cops just like, wait a second. Bumpy Johnson just came in earlier today and asked the same thing you asking. And I know y'all doing business together. He was like, what, you a nigger lover? He's like, man, hell no, I ain't doing that. And the cop, this is the cop. The cop was like, yo, not only am I not going to let this dude out of jail, but I'm going to charge Bumpy twice what I'm charging you. For basically protection, corruption, blah, blah, blah. Look the other way. Self-doing. Italian Jews just like, all right. So, this is a part where I think is very important, especially for black folk. So, the Italian mobster can't get him out, and the cop's just like, you know what? Whatever. All right? So, they do the usual thing. And this is very important because you see them get the grassroots together. You see them get the church together. You see them, the politicians talking about, all that stuff, and they ain't gonna release them. And politicians, yeah, you gonna release it. They doing the spiel. They doing the George Floyd. They doing the whatever brother get killed. The same stuff they do now. They doing it then. All right, I think they called it the fruit cart ride or something like that. Still not budget. Cops still not budget. So then eventually Bumpy was like, all right, you go release him or it's going to be a problem, right? So dude, it's like later, right? Bumpy Johnson's walking with his daughter, right? And dude come up, the same cop he was just talking to, starts harassing him. Start trying to treat him like crazy. Bump's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? He talking to his daughter crazy. Like, you get killed talking to any dude daughter like that, right? Talking about, you go give me this money, blah, blah, blah. Bumpy's like, all right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He tells his daughter, relax. He takes his daughter back. Story goes on. So now at this point, there's like a whole crowd outside the police station. They protesting, they singing. Cops like, yeah, whatever. Eventually, they gonna get tired, blah blah blah. Or we gonna let them have it. We gonna come with the, But Bumpy walks in with Malcolm X, and then the cop sees Malcolm X, and you already know what time it is. And it was so gangster. It was so gangster because the cop is just like, oh, Malcolm X. Oh, don't you? Are you guys here for the sit-in too? He's like, nah, we ain't here to sit in. We here to stand up. You already know how NOI do, right? But at that point, the cop was just like, damn, like shit. But he's still like, all right. There's only so much NOI can do. Then Bumpy walks in, right? Talks to the cop, has him an envelope. Now the cop is thinking, all right, cool, this is my money, so he can, he can stop playing with me. Opens it. It says, call home. What? So we already know. It's like, oh crap, right? So the cop's just like, whoa. Goes back, calls up his house. He calls up, like normal, calls up his wife. And then, all you hear is, this is a nigga that's babysitting your family. And you can see like his family tied up, wife, kids tied up in the back, just like, yo, cop face lamp, let the guy out. And that's why I think this episode is very important. Shows like this with good, strong black characters like this, we don't know how long these shits gonna last. With good writing and good acting and good action and good, like, just a good overall product. We already know shows like this don't last that long, so watch it now. Enjoy Forrest Whitaker as we always do, because we know who he is. And just that, but that gangster spirit, like that gangster spirit is what we need sometimes. I mean, you say what you will about the criminal element, but it gets stuff done. And unfortunately, we've gotten away from that. Now, there's a whole laundry list of reasons why we got away from that. But, seeing it like that, seeing it handled like that is that's how it's supposed to be handled, because they hit them on all fronts. They had the politician out there making noise. They had the church out there singing the choir. They had the grassroots out there protesting. They had, because his wife was kind of coordinating that whole thing, so they had the black women standing up for the black man. They had NOI with their show of solidarity with black folks. And the final element that you can't get nowhere else is that gangster shit. So, real talk, this was a very good episode. I recommend everybody watch this show. I think it's on Epix. It's you don't really get shows like that this often that show the real, like the real who we are. Because in the media, if you listen to the media, you think we just gonna be some singing, we shall forgive, and all right, that's one part. But man, there's a very gangster element to niggas. It is. That's who we are. So I want to really talk about that episode just a little more, and I just think for black folks in particular, we need to start handling business, a certain kind of way, because the singing, forgiveness, you just need a shooter at the end of the day. So, that being said, next topic. Results of rapper Popsmoke murder was released. As expected, it was horrible. He was murdered by a 15-year-old over $2,000 Rolex. They got his location off of Instagram. They caught him lacking in the shower, naked. Shot him in the back multiple times after robbing him. And just like Nipsey, kicked him after they shot him. Man, oh man, oh man. When you read the details of the actual investigation and everything that happened, you just see the callousness that we have for each other. They got his shit off of Instagram. Check it. So they got him flossing with some money on the gram. And they got his address. Apparently he was at an Airbnb. They got his address from like a tag or something. It's something like that. Or a tag or something. I think he tagged his location in Instagram. And, I mean, it's really terrible. Like, and I didn't even know about Popsmoke. It really. I mean, I live in Miami, so we don't really they don't really rock as much Popsmoke out here. But when I started going back up north more, started hearing him more. I'm like, all right, this dude kind of dope. But unfortunately, I barely started listening to him, and then he was murdered. But it's just, we gotta learn from this. And by that I mean we unfortunately, we're gonna have to use Popsmoke as a life example, man, because flossing on the gram, um, I don't know, man. I get that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't show your accomplishments. I'm not saying I'm saying you shouldn't be proud of what you've actually done, but you know, when you got the money phones, do they still do money phones? I don't know. I'm not really on social media as much as I used to be, but do they still do money phones? Just leave a comment if it is. By the way, before we go any further, like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Give me some interaction, man. I would really appreciate it. And my channel will grow. My content will grow. But yeah, I just yeah, man, it's just to callously just shoot another black man just for a watch, a $2,000 watch. Like, it's not even it's nothing, bro. Like, for that. And the article actually said, matter of fact, I'll put the article or a link to the article in the probably in the comment section. But yeah, the article said that they were actually looking for the money stack that he was flashing on the gram. They never found it, but they did get his watch. And when you listen to it, like, you know, dude was naked when they got him. You know, followed him and got inside, put the guns on him. Told him they want the chain, well, not the chain, but the watch. By the way, I don't know why he was wearing a watch in the shower anyway, but and then, you know, once he gave him the watch, fortunately, he decided to fight back and say fuck it. And, you know, they beat him up and shot him. They didn't even have to. They could just beat him up and left him, but they shot him 4 or 5 times, and yeah, that was it. And in the back, and then, you know, and it's just like Nipsey, man. Just like Nipsey. Just, difference is, you know, Pop Smoke was like, what, 19, 20? These dudes were, the youngest shooter, I believe, the dude who actually delivered the final job was like 15. And that's just so sad, man, because these are all young dudes, and, you know, all their lives are over. All of them. There's no way they're gonna do anything but go to prison for a very long time. And when they get out, their lives are gonna be incredibly hard. So I don't know. I think that this is a life lesson that we all should pay attention to. There are haters out there, man. There are haters out there. Oh my God, there are haters out there, and it's sad because we really don't need to be hating on each other anymore, man. We are so far, and I mean by we, I mean black folks. Black folks, we are so far on the bottom of the totem pole that us hating on each other is just crabs in a barrel, you know. But this type of murder stuff is just so unnecessary, man. Especially in 2021, man. We about to have robots. We about to have AI. We about to have quantum computing. You know, we might have all this stuff coming up, but you know, it's if we still killing each other over bullshit ass watches and money stacks, which couldn't have been that much, and then you go to prison for the rest of your life, what are you really doing? And then they caught him because one of the dudes told his cellmate, I think he was in juvie. That's how young he is. Told his cellmate. So we gotta figure this shit out because it's not working. So moving on to the next topic. I actually wanted to talk about the metaverse more and more because last week I talked about, this is topic 3. Last week I kind of touched on the metaverse, but I want to touch more on it, give me a... Okay, so just watch this video really quick, and I'll be right back. Let's go.
Go back to 1995 at the beginning of the internet. Before it birthed the world's biggest companies, what would you have done? Something much bigger than the internet is now coming, and it will end the internet as we know it. Here's a recent article from Forbes. The metaverse is coming, and it's a very big deal. It explains how the 2D search-based internet is being replaced by a fully 3D immersive world that mirrors on our world. This metaverse will totally change the way we live, learn, earn, and connect, and just like the internet in 1995, is coming much faster than we think. This is Fortnite, which in 3 years has attracted a mind-boggling 350 million players. They're spending over 3 billion hours a month in this virtual world, and it has already become a world way beyond the original first-person shooter game, with Party Royale joining Battle Royale this year. Marshmallow's live concert in Fortnite attracted a world record 10 million people last year, and Travis Scott more than doubled that in April with 27 million attending his virtual concert. Now imagine a world like this connected to our real world, where you can meet, shop, work, go to school, play games, be creative, and be whoever, frankly, you want, while teleporting or time traveling to wherever you want. That is the meta.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, yeah, we're talking about, I had to cream my way into, this is our technology topic of the day. Remember, I will always talk about technology at least once on the elevated episodes.
Metaverse is already the vision of Fortnite's creator Tim Sweeney, and he knows he's not alone in this race. From the Washington Post, Silicon Valley is racing to build the next version of the internet. Fortnite might get there first. Fortnite is a game, Sweeney tweeted in December 2019, but asked that question again in 12 months. It's now 1 year later, and Fortnite, at its current level of growth, is on track to hit 1 billion players within 3 years. And while that's happening, another billion-person netstate has now also entered the metaverse. From VentureBeat, will Facebook Horizon be the first step toward the metaverse? The excitement around a metaverse is growing, and it's not just an idea from science fiction anymore. Facebook Horizon, a user-generated virtual reality world, might be one of the first steps toward creating one. While Fortnite is a 3D game on a 2D screen, Facebook Horizon is experienced in 3D virtual reality. It's now in beta testing and is likely to launch publicly within the year. Think of it like a first-person Sims, where you can create your own world, meet, socialize, share experiences, play games, and work together. As the metaverse takes over the internet, Facebook Horizon is going to take over from the 2D Facebook that we're all using today. So when exactly will this happen? As with all new technologies, it happens when 3 things come together: demand, software, and hardware. So number 1, demand. We've actually already reached a critical mass of demand. When the internet hit the mainstream in 1995, there was actually only 14 million people online at the time. There are already 2.5 billion.
Okay, first of all, y'all had the internet in 1995. I had the internet in 1991 or 2. Get at me.
Gamers online experiencing virtual worlds every day. The global online games industry was worth $150 billion last year compared to just $41 billion for the entire movie industry. And the League of Legends World Championship was watched by 44 million people, and that compares to just 7.5 million for NBA Finals. So our virtual selves are already ready and waiting for the metaverse. Number 2, software is also already here. While the internet was based on code to build websites, the metaverse is built with engines that create 3D worlds. The 2 biggest, Unreal Engine and Unity Engine, are already billion-dollar.
Now, Unreal Engine and Unity Engine. I got about maybe 3 videos on Unity development tutorials. You see where I'm going, yes? Pay attention.
Toolkits. Tim Sweeney, founder of Epic Games and Fortnite, is also the creator of the Unreal Engine. Unreal has been used to build not only Fortnite, but games like Final Fantasy, Microsoft's Gears of War, and many of the top Xbox and PlayStation games. And it's now being used more and more by Hollywood films to create hyper-realistic special effects scenes. On the other hand, the Unity engine is what Facebook is building Facebook Horizons with, and it's the engine that League of Legends, Pokemon Go, and many mobile AR, VR games are built on. And that includes everything from Activision's Call of Duty to Nintendo's Super Mario Run. So basically, Unreal and Unity are the metaverse equivalent of Android and iOS. From the financial...
Do you hear what he said? He said Android. He said Unity and Unreal are the equivalent of Android and iOS where we are now. But they will be in the very near future. Trust me. Unity is growing like crazy and Unreal's been around for a while. Get ready.
Times a few months ago, Epic and Unity revved their engines for the next era of entertainment. Last week, Epic Games, better known outside the industry as the creator of Fortnite, Battle Royale, closed a $1.8 billion round of funding, valuing the company at $17 billion. The deal includes last month's $250 million investment from Sony, which the PlayStation maker said would broaden their collaboration ahead of the PS5's release. Epic wants to use this new funding to play a lead role in developing the so-called metaverse and expansion of games into platforms for new kinds of social and entertainment experiences. If Epic achieves its vision of the metaverse, then its addressable market could grow from the entire global video gaming community to the entire global internet-connected population. Its rival Unity, meanwhile, has high bankers for a public listing expected later this year, said one person briefed on the matter, a move that would capitalize on its huge growth in mobile apps and fuel expansion into a much bigger addressable market beyond video gaming. These are two leading engines out of many, and there are other worlds that will meet in the metaverse that are creating their own engines. So, for example, Minecraft, which has got 480 million players, Roblox with 160 million players, and Crossfire, who's got over 1 billion players, all having their own engines. The bottom line, both the demand and the software tools are in place for the metaverse. And before we get on to number 3, take a moment just to imagine how this metaverse is going to end the internet as we know it. No more Google search as we have our own virtual assistants doing searching for us. No more keyboards as we walk and talk just like in the real world. No more apps as we just travel from world to world. No more screen time as we're simply accessing the metaverse via wearable devices. And no more storing by IP address, but actually by time and place in virtual reality. Markets, entire economies, and even countries will grow up in this virtual world and will use it to access and enhance our existing world. Whether you experience the Eiffel Tower in real life or in a virtual world, or in real life via the eyes of a robot while you're in the metaverse in another part of the world, that's going to be entirely up to you. And in the next decade, for better or for worse, this is all going to be reality. The internet and mobile phone will be just as much a relic tomorrow as pagers and fax machines are today. How soon will this happen? That has everything to do with number 3, the hardware. As you're seeing, the metaverse is emerging out of the games market, and the world's 2.5 billion gamers are accessing the virtual worlds in 3 main ways. 45% by mobile, 30% by games console, and 25% by PC. All 3 are increasing in power and speed, and as 5G rolls out, it will increase mobile speeds by up to 100 times 4G. That's fast enough to create a seamless link between our real world and the metaverse. Everyone's racing to get out faster, cheaper wearables to access the metaverse. From Facebook's Oculus, Microsoft's HoloLens, and Sony's PlayStation VR, these clunky VR goggles are now being replaced by smart glasses. Here's the latest news. Facebook is launching smart glasses in 2021 with Ray-Ban. That's next year. Apple is likely to launch Apple Glass AR glasses by 2022. And Amazon has already launched with its Alexa-powered Amazon Echo frames, which are already being offered by invitation. And while it may be 5 years away before we have a fully seamless experience of our real world and the metaverse, we will already be living, learning, connecting, creating, and playing in it long before then. By 2024, we'll be spending more time in 3D virtual worlds than today's 2D internet. As for the internet, you'll either be watching this video on a wall of the metaverse, or on the wall of a cafe through your smart glasses, or I'll be transformed into a 3D bot in your virtual world. So what do you think? Will the metaverse transform humanity for good? Will it result in a Ready Player One style universe, or a dystopia like The Matrix? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And
Okay. All right. So yeah. Let me close this real quick. And turn me up. Okay. Yeah, so is the internet as we know finished? I don't know, man. IoT, VR, AR, metadata, all that stuff is gonna change us, man. To one extent, I have no idea. But it would create a 3D internet, if you will. It's the best way to think about it. It is internet that you live in. That's layered on top of the real world, as he said. So the metaverse is going to change a lot of stuff. It's already changing. I don't think it's. I know it's not going to stop because my company is directly invested in a metaverse. I can't lie. Up to about maybe a month or two ago, maybe like 2-3 months, I had never heard the term metaverse, but I was already working in it. You feel me? Like, I talked about this last week, like the black metaverse, right? He mentioned all those companies. He mentioned all those IPs, IPOs, software, hardware, and demand. Did you see anything? And I'm not expecting this fucking guy to really talk about it, nothing against him, but did you really hear him or see any visuals of any black people doing this? Do you hear any black folks? I'm not saying they're not there, but do you hear about any black folks talking about the metaverse? I doubt it. Okay? And we need to start because we need to get on this, man. This is why I do what I do. Yeah, I understand that. I'm good. I'm gonna be good. This is my lane. This is where I am going to, in a word, make a name for myself and create some dope ass products. I want to create the ultimate. I don't want to say game, but game. I already know what I'm gonna do. But this is down the road. This is down the road. I'm currently trying to release my first game, at least the first version, the first beta version, testable and in hands by the end of the year. So, I mean, this summer is, like I said, it's going to be crazy this summer. How much I've already started working on. I'm getting caught back up and working on all the stuff I'm going to be working on. But that's the goal, man. That's the goal, because the metaverse combined with all this big data, we're gonna change stuff, man. We're gonna change people's perspective on everything, and I believe it'll be. He said it's crazy. Before I was watching this. I don't want to make it seem like I'm blowing smoke up people's asses, but no, I was saying like within about 5 years, we're gonna be in it. And then he said it in a video. When I have been saying this probably for the last few weeks. I only watched this video today, maybe an hour before I started this episode of Elevated. But this is why I started this episode. This is why I started, Elevated. This is why I started, Get on Code, because I need people, preferably black people, to be in these fields. Do you see how much money they're talking about? One round of investment for, I think it was Epic, was $1.9 billion. Sony gave them an additional $250 million. Unity had, come on, all these investors, billions of Google, Microsoft, Facebook. Come on, people. This is the real money. This is how we do it, black folk, with technology. We need to be at the forefront of this. We need to be at the point. And I mean black folks. Black Americans. Well, really all black folks, but black Americans in particular. What everyone calls African Americans. ADOS, FBA, blah 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 blah, whatever. we need to be at the forefront of this to the point where people from all over the world be like, all right, we need to get our metaverse game popping. Who do we go to? The niggas. Because the niggas is, not only are they the best at it, but they offer the best prices. They're the most professional. And they know that if you send it to the niggas, it's go get done right. The same way you know that if you want a car built right, where do you go? Germany. Yes? Seriously. If you want any type of engineering, really, you go to Germany. If you want, I don't know, if you want to get the best animated product that you can get, let's keep it where you gonna go? Japan. Because that's where anime is born. Okay? So that's how we need to be. We barely even own hip hop. We don't own hip hop, as a matter of fact. Them other folks do. We need to own this. We need to be on this. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing. That's what I'm gonna keep every week, you know. I'm gonna be up here trying to teach folks what the hell is going on, you know. Billions of dollars. Fuck basketball. Look, just time for athletes. But in the metaverse, you can be whoever you want. Real Player One style. Ready Player One. I'm sorry. Ready Player One style. You could do whatever you want. You could be whoever you want to be. There's gonna be a point where, like, you talking about you going to play basketball, people probably laugh at you now. Or you go be a rapper, or you go be an entertainer, there's nothing wrong with these things. We need the arts. And don't think that that especially music won't have a place, or the arts won't have a place in the goddamn metaverse. Lil Wayne just sold the rights to his music for, like, I don't know, it was like 100 million or something, like 75 million. It was under 100 million, I believe. Had he kept those, and then, you know, he releases them as he wants in the metaverse, and wait, you could be a trillionaire in 20 years. Trust me. He'd be a billionaire in, if this continues to go, metaverse continues to grow, they're going to need content. They're going to need art. They're going to need music. They're going to need dancers. They're going to need everything we need in the real world for this. And you're going to need people to build it, right? I know I'm going on a bit of a rant, but this is why this is so important. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just talk for my health. Despite what, you know, what I do have a rated, you know, episode, but I don't just talk for my health, man. This is the thing. This is what the internet was in 1988. That's where we're at. Because as evidence from the video, you see how far we've come. The demand is there. The software is definitely there. We just working on the hardware. And according to Moore's law, the power of the processing is going to increase exponentially from year to year, and the size of the hardware is going to shrink from year to year, right? So that's where we're at right now. So right now, like, I used to, when I was, you know, working with Magic Leap, I had those devices. I converted, once that job was over, I converted to the HTC Vive, which is, I just ordered a few days ago. So that should be coming in the mail, hopefully. Okay. Actually, I might go pick that up, but that should be coming in the mail. But yeah, like, it's big, you know, it's clunky, but it's super powerful. I don't expect to be using the HTC Vive 5 years from now. I know for a fact it's gonna be replaced by some different kind of hardware. But for right now, for development, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be clunky. You know, that's just how everything works. But once you start using, you'll realize what I'm talking about. Like, actually, I got one of my old. Do I still have that? I might still have that. Hold on, just give me a second, because I might. Just give me a second. I might have my old. I think I still have my old videos up there. Hold on. I think where I actually demoed, because there was a time I was putting all my demo videos up here. I don't do it as much anymore. I do it every now and then, but not so much because I want. This might be a good one. Yeah, just you can kind of see. Now this is completely basic. It's completely basic. You can see, made with Unity.
Welcome to Vectors in Space.
Let's turn it down a little bit. And you can just see me going through the motions, like,
Rotate the origin with the touchpad.
you know, this is the, oh my god, this is the hello world. For those who know what I'm talking about, this is the hello world of the metaverse. You get this, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's completely, it's about math, it's about, science, but that's not the point. The point is, look how seamless because this is AR, this is augmented reality, this isn't VR, right? So you can see that, like, and this was that was over a year ago. I think I was doing that. So you can see how seamless, these things are coming. So invest, man, invest. So thank you. That is the episode of Elevated this week. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, gonna be releasing a new Get On code in a couple of weeks, so hopefully, we're working on it. But yeah, appreciate it, engineering fam. I am your host, the Elevated Engineer. Peace. That's it.